Hey everyone, this is Blaze the Firewolf. This is my answering all your questions. Q&A number 5. Thanks for 500 plus subscribers. I think last I checked, I have about 540. Um, Now, whether we're gonna actually reach, 600 this year, you can make that decision. But yeah, I actually thought I had two. I wrote down questions on one piece, on two separate pieces of paper, but nope. So, actuality, I actually only have questions for one piece of paper, and so yeah, pretty much. I just have to answer questions from here, one paper. The problem is, I wrote quite small, so I might be using my magnifier in case if I don't see it. But we'll go with the first question here. Well, not first question. Yeah, the first question. This is from YouTube, Fluffy Paws Chronicle, with the emoji or circle, underscore circle. Do you like fire or wolves more? I would say it didn't matter. To be honest, I don't think it really matters. I like both. Um, and you eat human souls? No. No, I do not. I do not. How old are you? Age range? 27. 27 years old. Um, I'm trying to look if I missed any on this side of the page. I think no, I actually, I'm going to look back and make sure I didn't miss any back here. Yeah, making sure I didn't miss anything in particular. There's a couple questions here that I think, yes. Tushimin, which furry convention do you really want to go to? This is from, I think, Twitter. Any, I'm not very picky. Good question. I don't know. It's hard to tell which I like, which one I liked, and which one I don't. And then this question here. Now, if I answered these questions already, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Peyton Paw 124. What's your favorite candy and ice cream flavor? Candy is any candy. And I could choose a different Pokemon because I think last time I chose Lucario. If I did answer this question, I'll choose Incineroar. Maybe I would choose Mewtwo, but it's hard to tell. We'll go to this page. I'll start from the top, and this one here, and is from YouTube. I'll answer Lion Queen's questions because I think they're important. Lion Queen 98. What's your favorite Disney movie? Fox Robin Hood, Lion King, Lilo and Stitch. Lots of the Pixar movies. The Incredibles, obviously. It's hard to tell number one favorite. There's so many, but if you ask me what's my favorite so far, that I've seen recently, that would probably be I'd say Turning Red at this point. I haven't seen any. I'm not really into Disney as much, but I'm gonna try to watch some Disney if I can in the summer this year. Um, what's your opinion on Caillou, the kid PBS kids show from the '90s and 2000s, middle 2000s? I don't care for it. It's pretty dumb. It's pretty stupid. It's a kid who's very spoiled, very annoying, very bratty. It's just not really good. Holds well. It doesn't gel. It doesn't work. I don't like it. It's not a good show to me. Um, it's not like Arthur or Dragon Tales or Clifford the Big Red Dog or you know it's nothing. I don't care for it. What's your opinion on Go Animate? That's question number 3. She asks. I think it's interesting. Anthropomorphic Beast uses it. It's an interesting like way of how you do it. It kind of looks like Family Guy, pretty much. Go Animate. It looks like Family Guy sprite or something that they use because of the structures and the capabilities and the way it kind of looks like Seth MacFarlane's. I don't know. It's cool. Now, next question number 4. What will you do narrations? No, I will not do narrations. But I might think of doing stories in the future, maybe. I'm somebody who writes something, writes and reads, not somebody who narrates. Not that I don't like narrating. I like narrating. I'm just not big into it, like you are, Lion Queen. You narrate stuff on your YouTube channel. I like some of your narrations, don't get me wrong, if it compares to, H.P. Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe. Um, but yeah, there's some interesting stuff, but I'm not into doing it. I'm not into narrating. I'm into reading. I'm into writing, but not narrating. So, no. Now, that's all her questions. Now, this one's also on YouTube. Mickey the Wolf 23. Um, to draw, 23 to draw. What inspires you, furries? That's a little weird question to ask, but anything could really go for it. I like it. I think it's an interesting way to go. I would say, what's your, what inspired me to draw? Oh, what inspired me to draw furries? One of my good friends from a good relative. I won't call her by her real name. Maybe her first name, Alexa, but she actually gave me kind of that impression to maybe I could do back to drawing again. And I kind of just went with it. I didn't copy, I didn't trace, I did none of that. I did what I did, and then after at least a couple years, first 2 years, the art gets better and better and better. And now look at my art. It's probably, some of it is like masterpiece quality. How I envision it when it compares to your imagination and how you can thrive when using your mind on how to draw what you envision. I'd say my cousin helped me. Well, she inspired me. She inspired me to do it. But yeah. What's your favorite show? That's a difficult question. There's a lot. I love Dexter. Um, I love Dexter. I love Breaking Bad. Um, I liked Better Call Saul a little bit. Um, I mean, there's some good shows. There's Stranger Things. There's cartoon shows. I mean, it's a mix. I can't really decide. There's so many. Of course, the original Teen Titans. There's Clifford, the art. I already mentioned some cartoons and stuff. There's some really good ones. It's hard to pick one because there's so many that I've seen as a kid. Some are good, some are bad, some are interesting, have a good concept, but doesn't work. But it's hard. It's a good question. I can't decide though. There's so many. Um, yeah. Why is your name Blaze the Firewolf? Because my grandma and Grandpa Peterson had a dog. Had a cat named Blaze. And they always had a dog that was a German Shepherd that was all black. But knowing me, that's how I kind of originated my persona first name. The Firewolf thing actually came from Adventure Time because there are firewolves in the Adventure Time cartoon series. If you haven't seen it, not something I haven't discussed too much about in my early days on this YouTube channel. My persona is based on the firewolves from Adventure Time. Who's your favorite furry YouTuber? There's a lot. Majir Strawberry, Bakari Roo, Severed Sunday. Originally it was Seether Cord too, but at one point he kind of didn't really post much. He's been kind of felt inactive in the fandom. I haven't heard anything about him on social media at all, at least for a while. But there's Thabu Meerkat. I'm still waiting for that. Digging up positivity. I know he's probably sick by the time this video is out, but he might be getting a little bit better. Hopefully he, there's a lot of good furry YouTubers. Bakari Roo, I already mentioned. Zabu the Surgle. Oh yeah, Zabu the Surgle. I could put Lion Queen on there, maybe. It's hard to pick one, but there's a lot because I've seen so many. Zeke Shepsky. Yeah, there's quite a bit. There's hard to tell. Good question though. Next, I'll go to now. There's quite a few questions on here. Soul Searcher 245. Also on YouTube. What are your 2025 plan? What are your plans for 2025? My plans of 2025 are metal detecting, drawing. Maybe I might actually get the chance to see The Bad Guys 2 when it comes out in August. Not August 1st. I won't be able to see it on the day, but at least maybe a week or two after that, depending. But I'm really counting on seeing that movie. The trailer looked good. I know Kitty looks way different from how she looks in the books. In the books, the Bad Guys book series, she looks more like a cross between maybe Pam Grier, the actress Pam Grier, a little bit, if Pam Grier was a cat, and maybe other stuff. It's interesting. That's a good question. There's a lot of things. I'm going to try to do changed TF drawings at least once per year. Say, I'm going to do a video this month in May 2025, and next year it'll be June 2026, and kind of progress down the line of a month, but in the year. So that's how it's going to be, But I'm gonna try to hold out and doing too many. I don't want to do too many. Um, nah, that's a good question. I have a lot of plans, but yeah. What is the longest walk you managed to do? From here to Prospect Park, it's about an 8-minute walk, 8, 9 minute walk. And probably reaching all the way to the mansion, it'll probably take another 4 or 5 minutes to get there. Maybe less, depends on how good you can run. So estimate it probably takes about 12 minutes to reach the mansion by the orange growth of the, you know, where those orange trees are, and kind of close to a fire department place, sort of a small one. But yeah, it's that's as far as I can go. But I've walked much further than that. Depends on how long I metal detect, because I do walk really far every day time I go out detecting. Um, I go as far as I can, so that's a good answer. What genre of music are you currently listening to? Imagine Dragons. I've been listening to quite a lot of Imagine Dragons. Some copyrighted free music here and there. I think by this summer, maybe I might actually try to listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Change it up a notch. Even though I'm not a uber fan of um, Chili Peppers. I mean, I like some of their really good songs, um, but I'm not uber into it. Like the Beatles or anything like that. I'm not too. I'm into music, but not. I hate disco and I hate country. So, and I'm not really into rap. So there you go. But that's kind of what I like of my genre music. How long does it usually take for you to draw? Estimates, I would say between an hour. I've been kind of trying to keep track on how I start. Hour, I'd say at least an hour, between an hour and an hour and a half. Depends how much, unless I did it super early, like I already drew the art with my pencil and then I trace it with the marker and then I wait for a day and then all I have to do is color it, then it takes less time, probably maybe an hour to color it or at least find the right colors for that art. But say if I did it the whole day and just drawing it, sketching it, if I was going to do it with a pencil, then marker, and then coloring it, like that entire day, it would probably take about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe. But I think I can narrow down my time if I actually do it ahead of piece, depending on if I able to use the iPad or maybe use other help reference for it or method. Um, this isn't really, let me read, how to draw furry art. I already answered that. This isn't really a question, but I hope things are going well for you. Thank you very much, Soul Searcher 245. I know who he is in real IRL. Next, Captain Astral. What made you interested in drawing your drawings and sharing them? Basically, people who have been a fan of my YouTube channel, really. I think the reason I did it is also because of Furry Amino. The reason why I did it is because of Furry Amino, because it definitely pushed my way to bring my work out there, and it definitely made me kind of pave the way of how I wanted to directly, like, now I actually wrote down hashtags because I think hashtags works when you want to post your art. You can use hashtags, and that's what I do. I do hashtags. I do it quite a bit, here and there. Are you planning on deciding to draw them digitally or no? No, because I don't have a laptop, and no, also because I don't really have, I never practiced using digital as much. I mean, once I did do digital art in high school, and I failed that class miserably because I just couldn't do digital. I could do art, it's just not digital, you know. Um, I didn't, I'd say yes and no. Well, no, at this point. Maybe it might change in the future. Depends on how much money I save, getting a laptop or a type of tablet or something that I can use for art. Um, but that's a really good question. Thank you, Captain Astral. Um, Now this one, Cat Matthew 06, also on YouTube. I think all of these are from YouTube. What are some of your favorite drawings that you've done, Blaze? I think it's this one right here. Now I need to look back and try to memorize how many I did. But so far, using ink on this is my best friend because it doesn't leak. It doesn't leak through the pages like it does on my sketchbooks. But yeah, I'll let you guys get a better look at that. But yeah. Yeah. I'd say that's my best piece of this year. It might change as I get into it, but it depends. I mean, if you've seen my art, if you've been watching my community posts, you know that I've been posting all my art on my community posts. So if you haven't checked my community posts out, please do. There's dozens and dozens though. It's hard to pick one, but I'd say that one's probably my most favorite one of this year so far. It might change, but we're 4 months into 2025, so it might change. But that's a good question. Thank you for asking that. Do you have your do you have any favorite fursuit makers? Oh, that's a good question. Now, before I'd say at least 2016 or 17, I wasn't really a fan of Don't Hug Cacti back then, but I didn't know that, the incident that we would find out later that person is really effed up behind the scenes. Thankfully, that's not the case with Made for You. So I might, if I was going to have the money to commission, it would be Made for You, Mischief Makers, probably, if they're still around. Maybe some other ones. It's hard to tell. I'm thinking of maybe my character persona starting off being plantigrade and then maybe later doing digigrade. I don't know. It's something to think of in the future, but depends because I know fursuits, it's worth their weight in gold. Now, gold and platinum is worth probably 4 times over of fursuits. And fursuit paws, because everything's all effing expensive. Can you believe that? Wow. Yeah. I'd have to pay you with a gold ring in order for me to even have something of the artist that could be like a fursuit or something. But yeah, everything's now expensive. But yeah, that's a good question. Good question. Thank you. I'll call you Matthew 06 or Cat Matthew or Matthew the Cat. Now this one is from Telegram, but he did ask me this question, Mir Create. What got you into the furry fandom? What got me into the furry fandom was maybe him, or actually, no, it was actually some people on Twitter that I've found, like Zeke Shepsky and maybe some fursuits and certain things. It was back around, probably around the Zootopia, but I actually say that right around when the furry fandom got a kick with me, it would be Furry Mino in September 2016. Coincidence enough, that actually was the same. I actually think that when I first created my Furry Mino, it was the same month, same day, and same year as the Beastars manga when it first um, came out. I might be wrong. Maybe someone on Furry Mino knows my account. If anybody still sees me on Furry Mino, maybe you can tell me what day it is in September. I know it was September 2016 is when I first created that account, but I don't know. I kind of forgot the day, but I remembered the month and the year. So, but yeah, that's a good question. Why did you preferred medium pencil? What? Why is your preferred pencil medium or something, or medium pencil? Because it's very simple. Very simple, very easy to use. You can easily erase it, no problem. And I actually like it I like it 10 times over than mechanical pencils because every time I draw with a mechanical pencil, it'll break. I could try. I have a mechanical pencil I just found. I don't know how it's going to last. I'm not very good at keeping mechanical pencils lasting because every time I draw on it, I'm always rough with it, which is why I use just regular pencil. But good question. What is the coolest thing you found while metal detecting? Well, if you've seen my video, I already found some really cool stuff this year. I already showed a live expose of a night that I checked. That ring was really 19 karat, 19 karat gold ring with a completely damaged pearl on the inside on it. I didn't damage the pearl. It was already damaged when I found it, about 3 inches. That's that. I don't know whether that's the best find or those 2 Chinese coins, but that's a very good question because I already found I already found out that that ring I found in November was 14 karat gold. Probably antique. That one I found back in November. The one I also live exposed. Yeah, Prospect Park. You'll find that video. It's very hard to tell. Good question, but very hard. How's my 2025 going? At first, it started off good until the fires in January, and then it kind of went a little bit better in February, but not by much. I think by March it got better. I think by March and April, to me, is when it's starting to get better and better. At least for me mentally, and maybe better. I didn't like what was happening of the fires in January. It was bad. It didn't stop me from metal detecting, but it certainly didn't. It certainly cut us off with power for 3 to 4 days. That wasn't nice. Plus, of me, not having a phone by that point, eh. I wasn't happy with January. It's probably one of the worst months. Even with my birthday, it didn't help. February was meh. It was slightly better, but not much. It wasn't amazing. March was better. It was way better. I think it helped me boost my confidence more on pushing more on what I want to go, where I want to go when I go to prospect, which place, which area I want to go. And April so far has been We're already, what, the sixth or seventh day in? Well, six. And so far it's looking good. All right, that's a good question. 500 plus. Hypno Hyper Turbo Fox. Have you played Suraliglia? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. That's all. This is also on YouTube. Hyper Turbo Fox. What is your thoughts on AI art? The devil's tool. It needs to be eradicated. I'll make fun of it. I love to make fun of it and say all the horrible, messed up things I see in animation and make fun of it. If it's art of AI, I'll make fun of it. If I see any glitches or anything that looks like spaghetti noodles or something that looks so morphed looking and hideous, I'll make fun of it. I'll make fun of AI art, but I don't support it. No, I do not support AI art. I think AI art is in the depths of hell. I don't like it. I despise AI. Should never have existed. Ever. Good question. Which worlds you like to see in Kingdom of Hearts? I never played Kingdom of Hearts, but that's a good question. I've seen kind of some gameplay, but I haven't really played any. I'm not into playing games as much as I used to. I'm kind of doing other things, but that's a good question. It's hard to tell. I'm sorry. I can't answer that because I don't, you know. Next, what is your favorite furry franchise? I don't know if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is scaly. Or furry because Splinter's a rat, but hard to tell. Good question. There's a lot. There's several that I liked. I could watch. I mean, I've watched quite a few. I liked Extreme Dinosaurs. I liked Street Sharks. I liked. There's quite a few that I really liked. It's hard to pick one. I can already name some, but there's some good one. There's some good, some bad here and there, but hard to tell. Good question. What's your favorite genre of books? Maybe it's basically action, horror, drama, suspense, thriller, maybe psychological horror, but also something that's truthful. Maybe I'm into true stuff, like action things that are based on real events, kind of thing. Good question. All right, I'm down to the last question. Now, Zachary Greywolf, Shane, R. How is your day going? It's going good. I'd say my day's been going pretty good. Thank you very much. And that's it. That's kind of it. But yeah, that's all the questions, all on one page. I'll let you guys see that. I know I wrote pretty small. If you can even see this side. Oh man, but thank you for all those questions. It's done, but let's see if we can push that. We can get to 300, well, not 300, 600 subscribers, if that's the case, for 2025. But yeah, hope you guys like this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and share it all together. I am Blaze the Firewolf, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye now.